All right, all right, all right. What is up, everybody? What is up, good peoples? I am back. Yo, I had to snatch this time. But what is up, everyone? Goins gang. What is good? Okay. I had to snatch this time. Look, I was able to take it where I was able to take it, so I'm up late. It's been hard and rough for me. I've been very, very busy, but things have been working out for me because I've been doing some job searching. I'm already working, but I'm looking actually to change jobs. So that's been something, and people have been responding, and I'm proud of that. I've been getting, the calls back. Employers have been taking interest in me, but that's not what I'm on here to talk about. But that's been taking my time away, or else I would have been posting, you guys. But I have an acknowledgement, and no, I'm not going to run from it. When I'm right, and I'm on point, and when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So in the past, I made a prediction. I put out a prediction because everyone else, well, other people were putting out their predictions about the election. So I put out my prediction because I had a vision and I was confident that it would pan out in my favor, but it didn't. And my prediction was that and I got very detailed with it, but I said Kamala would win. And someone had pointed out, hey, well, that's not so deep because that's a 50-50 judgment, which is true. But I had provided detail on some other things, which was not a 50-50 thing. And it didn't pan out in my favor. So yeah, we're gonna be dealing with, well, I guess he'll be 47 this time, but the orange guy, 45, we're gonna be dealing with him. And I think it's gonna be a rough 4 years and plus some. And what is up? How you doing, Vibrant? Yeah. And I think it's going to be rough. I think it's going to be very, very rough because I think all the things that a lot of the things that he did when he was once in office were not good, if you ask me, in my opinion. But I think the things that he failed to do, he's going to try to complete. And then we've hearing about this Project 25, which we did not hear the first go round. And that's not good at all. And he said out of his mouth that he's going to be a dictator on day one. This is what he said. Along with him saying that he wanted to terminate the Constitution, which is why people were crying, yo, um, this man is going to take away our, constitutional rights. And I believe that already has begun, or began with just the reversal of Roe versus Wade, that whole thing, and women not having rights over their reproduction organs and not having the choice. And the other side call themselves pro-life. I would not dare call them pro-life. It's not, to me, it's not a that whole issue is not even an issue of whether you're pro-life or anti-life. It's an issue for me of choice versus not having the choice. And I feel like um women's wombs should not be politicized, and they should have the right to make their own decision about what they want to do with their own bodies. um and I'm talking about regarding pregnancy. Yeah. And I understand that it takes two to make one, but it only takes one to carry one. So yeah, like I feel like women have more say over that, and no politicians, let alone any men, should be making no decisions regarding women's wombs and their reproduction and shit like that. But I did also want to, so I made my acknowledgement that I was wrong with my prediction. I wanted to do that. Okay. Because I'm the type of person that does shit like that. Let me see what is going on. Thank you so much. Okay, please like, share, and sub. And let me just do this right real quick, because I have me a new one for subbing. Please subscribe to the channel. I don't think I meant to do that one. Here we go. Yeah, and ring the bell. Definitely to receive notifications when I do go live. Okay, let me take that down. Okay, she put up the Cash App. That is my Cash App, you guys. Please familiarize yourself with it. And no doubt, notifications. Appreciate it, Vibrant. You're so good at what you do. You're so good at, you know what, Vibrant? I wasn't going to choose you as a mod because I don't know. In my mind, I just felt like it was a conflict of interest. One, you mod for everyone, like in all these different sectors, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, she's just extremely busy. Two, I'll be flirting with you, and I felt that was a conflict of interest. When I took interest in wanting to have you as a mod is when you disagree with me um in my comment section on the issue. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want, because I want someone like to go against the grain. And I just don't I'm not fond of yes people all the time. I mean, if you agree, you agree. But I'm not fond with yes people, and you have no hesitation about voicing your concerns or whatever, and I appreciate that. And I even in the comment section, when you disagree with me, if you want to remember what was it that you disagreed with me, I had thanked you. I was like, thanks for disagreeing with me or something. I said, thank you. I was like, thank you. But yeah, and that's when I made you my mod shortly afterwards. I'm like, yeah, that's the type of person I want on my team. Okay. So that's that. Here's something also before I leave you guys. So I pretty much came on here to acknowledge my boo-boo, my blunder, that I was wrong. But here's some things I still want to address, and I addressed some of these things in the past, and other people have addressed some of these things in the past. It's about disinformation. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you guys need to look into things and look into more than one source and fact check. Nothing is wrong with that. And stop presenting um things that are issue of fact as things that are an issue of opinion. Like, no, no, no. You are entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own brand of facts. And yeah, everything doesn't center on your opinion simply because you're speaking and you're talking. And I want to make that clear. Where's up to the replay gang? And what's up, Alana Spears? How are you? I know you're going to be in a replay gang. That's why I'm saying what's up to you guys. But so here's some things that I've heard. I'm still hearing, and it's still flirting around. And I debunked it, and other people have debunked it. Um, well, let me start with Kamala's name. It's Kamala. It's not Kamala, you guys. Um, and just like Pamela, it's Kamala. Like you wouldn't say Pamela, so some people are still like mispronouncing her name, and names are important because that goes hand in hand, like with respect. You do want to get people's name right. Also, I'm still hearing that on her father's side, um, that line that she has on her father's side, that there's white there, and no, white is not present. Um, Kamala's dad, his name is Donald J. Harris, and he is a black Jamaican, and he's the progeny of two black Jamaicans. And I've shown a picture of him on my community wall before, but I don't know if a lot of people frequented it. But here's a picture of the man. You see that? That picture there, that image cannot be made out to be a white man. You see that he has black phenotypes and that he has Afro texture hair. I mean, if if you see this and you still continue to say that her father is white, we have a term for that, and that's called willful ignorance. But I even dug up, and it was pretty easy. All you have to do is put his name in the search bar on YouTube because he was a professor at Stanford, and he was an economist, and a lot of the work that he did dealt with racism and like blights and like the black dollar and things like that. That was part of his studies, but here's a video of this man speaking, and he cannot be made out to be white. Like a lot of you guys are dealing in misinformation.
Our final discussant is Professor Donald Harris from Stanford University.
I shall try to address some of the issues that the previous two speakers have raised by posing some questions of my own that I consider rather intriguing, in the hope that by so doing I could bring out some more general issues that lie behind the arguments and positions that they've taken. First of all, let me begin by saying that one striking thing to me about the so-called debt crisis is the striking amount of public attention it has received. Judging, for instance, from the amount of newsprint and other coverage by the media that has been devoted to it, I would say it ranks second only to the coverage given to Glasnost, Perestroika, and Gorbachev.
Okay, so there it is. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but like if you see this and you still continue to pretend that this black man is a white man, it's because you're dedicated to misinformation, and fooling the people or fooling yourself. Um, that's one thing. One thing I, I I do know some of the things that hurt Kamala's campaign, but I think she ran a good campaign for someone that only had 2 months to prepare. Um, and really, like compared to her opponent, who she was running against, um, I still feel like she had a stronger campaign, but that doesn't always result and you being the winner. Like not in this country, not in America, especially when you are a biracial woman, because America has never had a woman president. But I heard that she didn't have like um her policies, she didn't have policies. That's not true. That simply lets me know that you guys have not, and you should do this whenever anybody is on running any election, whether it's your local election or whether it's the every 4 year presidential election or whatever that I'm calling it. You didn't go to her website. You well, first you didn't listen to her during the debate because she articulated these things during the debate, which I think she whooped the orange man's ass during the debate, which brought him to the point that he didn't want to debate her anymore. Here's another thing too that networks were letting us know that Donald Trump or his people would call in and say, hey, if he was to do a debate on your network, would you guys be fact checking? And when they told him, yeah, he would decline because that's a person that does not want to be fact checked. He just wants to lie endlessly. Okay. But on Kamala's part, she didn't mind being fact checked. You know, that was another thing that really made me favor her. And let me just point this out. I have not been a Democrat in over 15 years. Over 15 years. I have not been a Democrat. I have been a Green Party member. And I heard someone mention that the only people on the ticket was a Democrat and a Republican. That's not true. That lets me know they didn't go out to vote. Because if you went out to vote, you would have seen, like, when you voted for whoever you voted for, that Jill Stein was also on the ticket from the Green Party. It's just that this year I did not vote for her because I didn't think she had a winning chance. So I kind of strategized my votes and went Democratic. I actually switched political parties to do that. And I'm not the only one. So I'm going to speak to why I think that Donald Trump won. Just some factors. And some of this is based on because they have a way of looking into the voters and different things like that. And this go around, he picked up a lot of Latinos, believe it or not, even though he called Puerto Rico. And I know that's not the only place that Latino people come from, but like it's it's a place that we all know a large portion of Latinos are Puerto Rican. But although we know that during his hate rally, it wasn't a political rally, it was a hate rally. That comedian had called Puerto Rico like trash in the water, trash in the ocean or whatever. Yeah. And some Puerto Ricans expressed not voting for him based on that. And that joke, so-called joke that the comedian said, it was rehearsed beforehand and they accepted it. So they knew he was going to say that, which is something that I don't think a lot of people know. So a lot of Latinos voted for him. A lot of women voted for him. Last time, a lot of white women voted for him, but he increased his numbers in more white women and women of different races who were other than white. Also, he picked up some black men. And also, they point out young people who have not attended college. And they put, the emphasis on that point. They have not attended college or whatever. And I feel like they did that for a reason. But Donald Trump did say that he liked the ignorant. He did say that. He actually did say that. Let me look over to the comments, see what I have. Yeah, please leave me a comment below after the live and tell me what you think. I'm open to it or whatever. It helps the algorithm. Yeah, it does. It does. And it helps me understand your perspective. Okay, because I need to understand. Okay, what is up to Alana? Okay, I'm thinking about you. Okay, disclaimer, no doubt. I forgot to put that up there. No doubt. Let me take this down. Okay. Definitely. So I addressed that. Um, Also, the issues on trans people in sports. I think that yeah, like I believe that Kamala is in support of that. Um just like Biden was. Because she was asked in the interview, would she do anything different than Biden? And I believe um it was like a prearranged answer, and and she said no. And she said no, but I think that that was like due to her dedication to him, and that she didn't want to look like she was throwing Biden under the bus. But I think she definitely should have said, yeah, like her campaign would offer different things, but if you guys are interested in some of her policies, like a lot of it had to do with the people, and not the 1%, the top 1% of this country, the billionaires. When Trump was in office, he offered tax breaks to the top 1%, and not to the masses that put him in office. The top 1%, if they were the only ones to vote for him, he would have never gotten into office. That's the whole idea. And the and the top 1% should pay, and they're billionaires. Keep that in mind. And they should pay their fair, you know, their fair taxes, which would not look like mine and or someone of my economic social class. You see what I'm saying? So they should pay their fair amount in taxes as a billionaire. I could remember Trump when he was in office, him being like like not compliant and showing his taxes or whatever. And then when he finally did, we saw just 1 year. He didn't even file every year. And this man claims to be a billionaire, but when the one that he showed, he only paid $750. That's less than what I pay in taxes. And there's no reason why someone of my economic class should be paying more than billionaires in taxes. So that's the whole idea. Let me see if there's anything that I'm missing out. Oh, and so Kamala, getting back to Kamala, she had tax breaks for the middle class, and she wanted to rebuild the middle class, which a lot of people say the middle class is eroding. So she wanted to build back up that. She even had policies in place, like detailed and written out, like of how she was going to make happen that first time homeowners, and I was going to take advantage of that, would receive $25,000. Currently in my city, for first time homeowners, it's only $10,000 that they assist you with. So that was a plus for me. Along with this other things, you guys would have to look it up again. Kamala has a channel on here on YouTube that I'm subscribed to. This is how I was keeping up with her policies and getting these like photos and pictures of her family, so on and so forth. And also she has a website. We're in the information age. When any pretty much politician, even my like local city politicians, when they run, they have their own websites. So people must should be informed of that. Like that's one of the first things you do. And looking into politicians and making a decision, like where you're going to go. Also, another thing I think that hurt Kamala is that a lot of people cross political lines to vote for Trump. Like, in other words, a lot of people who are registered as Democrats voted for Trump this go round. And like he really whooped her ass. Like he whooped her ass like in this. But I've heard some people say that they think that she's going to continue to run. Yeah, like her, like you know how many years she spent in politics even before she became vice president. Like yeah, like she's going to continue in politics, and I think eventually she would run again. And she would probably do better. Hopefully, if she learned this go round. Yeah, there it is. Here's her channel right here. Thank you so much. You on top of it, but I'm subscribed. Yeah. So that's what I would get my information. You know, those who don't, um, if you don't want to be in the knowing, you're never going to check it out. I get it. And here's something that I adopted, and I adopted this years ago. If you told me you don't vote, like I don't really like discuss politics with you. I think that for me that exits you out the political discussions. I don't understand those who don't vote, who speak on and on like they're a pundit, like about politics. Like I feel like you X yourself out of the discussion, if you ask me. But one thing that I did mention, it was recently too, is those who don't vote, who promote to other people not to do it. It's one thing, like if you don't vote, okay, fine. Just don't vote. But when you make it your job to like try to recruit other people, like not to, and try to disempower them, like, and then you're only doing it, and then it's the sharp focus on black people. You're not telling translucent people not to do it. So that's what I dared them to. Like tell the clear people not to vote. Do you see what I'm saying? Because yeah, like why are you only focused on telling black Americans, you know, who who are eligible to vote not to vote? I don't get that. Like, why aren't you satisfied with the fact that you don't do it for your only reason? And here's another thing. You can have more than one interest. I've seen like this line of thinking and it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like I don't know, like it's propaganda, whatever. But when people shift the conversation of politics to God and be like, I believe in God. Well, guess what? I believe in God, and I also believe in being politically engaged because I can do two things at once. I'm multifaceted, you know. So I can handle both. Like the two are not mutually exclusive. Yeah, and some people try to yeah, like make it that it never was mutually exclusive and it never will be. Yeah, so like you can have more than um you can have a belief in more than one thing, you know. And so yeah, and one doesn't substitute the other. And I know, and but maybe it do in the minds of those people that compare them, because I don't compare my belief in God to anything. Um to to any, yeah, like to anything in the to any worldly thing. Like my belief in God, I feel like God is metaphysical, but I don't compare it to anything physical. But yeah, I can handle both, and I know I can. That's kind of like how I feel. Yeah, because I feel like that's a cop out, and like when people bring that up, like what they're trying to do is shut you out the conversation, like, and make you stop having a concern. And the disenchantment a lot of times is not natural. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not. It sometimes it's forces outside of you trying to make you disenchanted, because when you don't vote, in a sense, the way the system works, someone is voting for you. Someone is voting for you. You know. um, yeah. And so, yeah, and you're still going to be impacted and affected by decisions that lawmakers make, whether you do it or not. So that's my whole logic. So why not engage? Why not be politically engaged? But I'm leave you with that. Um, and I'm on my way out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate you guys. I see you guys in the clouds too. Hopefully in my next live, it won't be politically centered, but perhaps in my next live, whatever the subject matter is, the topic is, you guys can drop in the chat and acquaint yourself with me and join me and give me your thoughts. You don't always have to do it in the comments afterwards, but you give it to me live. Okay. I go live with a lot of different things. I'm just trying to catch up, you guys, and stay putting out content. Thank you guys so much. I'm on my way out of here. Yo, you guys be good. If I could find my outro, it's taking me a minute. I don't want to do that particular outro. Let me look. Here we go.